Good evening. Welcome to my garden, Lilac Hill. I thought I'd do a little walkabout. We were supposed to have a rainstorm and thunder and lightning, but it hasn't happened yet. If we do get a good rainstorm, a lot of the plants will probably fall over. So I thought, well, take a video while everything is nice and upright. This is my Rose of Sharon. It's called Blushing Bride. Quite a common one. See it a lot in town. I brought this plant with me, and I did take seed cuttings. Well, not seed cuttings. I started some plants from seed at the end of the season, and I ended up with 10. So I put 3 in the hosta enclosure, and then the other 7 I'll just maybe work into my hedge that I'm trying to create along the property line, like an English hedgerow. There's the Charles Jolie lilac, and this bed is pretty much spring. It's got the big Daphne and my Prunus glandulosa, the flowering almond. Okay, coming up here, the sun's just started to go down behind the hill, so I won't have the long shadows. And this is a dwarf arbutus. Looking good. Yeah, so everything is just really smart. Well, for this time of year, right? It is definitely summer season. You can see the grass doesn't get watered. It's very dry. This bed was successful. Lots of the nepitas are in here. And then that's my big Happy Days Helianthus, our perennial sunflower. The Rudbeckia came from seed. That was done for a wildflower seed mix. So really nice. But I do want to share the Russian sage. I think it's been renamed Salvia yangii, if I said that right. And it always has lots of bee activity. Even this late in the afternoon, the bees are still working every little flower. And this was a perfect example. It was totally upright. Then we had a really heavy rainstorm in June, and the flowers or the stems collapsed. Next year I'm planting a fence for this plant, but it does come back from the ground every year, right from pretty much nothing. And now is the season of the spiders, and I can see there's a beautiful spider right in there. I don't think I can zoom in on him. He's up there. I can't see him. Completely camouflaged. I can see him without the camera. As soon as I try to look through the camera, he's camouflaged. And then I think we'll look around. I want to cut through the kitchen and share our progress. And then we'll end up on the deck with showing what I've got going on up there. I have started to cut back my butterfly bush. As the flowers finish, I'm cutting the stems really hard. Well, you know, my idea of hard pruning isn't probably everybody else's idea. I'll prune it harder in the spring. But it sure has been a benefit for the wildlife. I've had all kinds of things on here. I like the crickets, but if you get too close, they stop clicking. I think they're sensitive to motion on the ground. Okay, let's just look at this beautiful hydrangea. This one is called High River. It looks like those blooms could go in a wedding bouquet. It sure has held its form and color. It's more flower than leaf. Really likes it here. A plan for this corner right here is to probably put my hydrangea I'm naming New Jeans, because it gets really big, and I think this whole corner would lend itself to hydrangeas. And then maybe a bit of a bowing out, cutting out the grass under the weeping cherry, and maybe a couple more hydrangeas in here. Virginia has seeded itself under there, and I can see a giant mushroom. So that's always fun. And I'm very happy with my little hedge, my lemon cypress hedge. This is its second full season. And it's just doing what I call a gentle block of the chickens. And it's also helped keep the dust down. And our underneath the deck area isn't as dirty as it was before the hedge went up. Because it's hard on the heat pumps and that to keep them from getting all full of chicken dust. Down here, oh, I should just share that I did amend my hydrangeas. All of them got a good dolloping of compost and new soil just to give them a little bit of a jump start. They were looking a little bit sad, my hydrangeas. This is done well, but you can see how much the blackberry grows in a season. Oh, my neighbor's up in the back of her property. That's why Maya's barking. But look how much this blackberry grows about a foot a week. And I noticed that branch is coming right into this garden, but it's just all part of it. It'll all get pruned back. There's no fence here, so it acts as a barrier. And that is Minarda. And that one is Fireball. I'm not sure how to grow bee balm. I think I either overwater it or I underwater it, or it's not really been successful. I think I'm maybe just too damp in the garden in general. I do get a morning sun, quite strong now, but overall and throughout the season, the garden, I would consider the garden to be an afternoon sun garden. It's pretty with the last of the butterfly bush sitting over top of the upright St. John's wort. People going down to the lake. It's a summer town. I live in Powell River, British Columbia. We're on the west coast of Canada and about a zone 8. And people come from all over the world to walk the trails and see the sights and go up into Desolation Sound. It's really very much a tourist town. This has been done very well. Look at the color. This is Cosmos apricoti. I think that's what this said. Yeah, apricota. And all of my Veronicastrum were very successful this year. I leave all my seed heads on. I don't prune anything back. Don't prune the peonies. I deadhead the zinnias, and I put the zinnia flower heads into my compost for fun. And then every now and again I get a stray compost or stray cosmos seed come up in the garden in the spring. Look at the Cerinthe. And a nice Liatris, I grew that from seed. And this Cosmos, I'll put the name on the screen because I can't remember it offhand, and I'd have to go and open up my spreadsheet to get the name of it. It's new from last year. I think it might be something with ribbons in the name. But the Cerinthe, wow. And look at the size of the foxglove. Nature at its best. I did a short video 2 weeks ago when my cousin and her husband visited from Chilliwack, so I will put that video at the end. It was only 4 minutes, so it wasn't a strong enough video to stand alone. But I thought it was kind of fun watching us really do a spur of the moment filming of they were just getting ready to leave. So if I had a chance, I would have redone it, but it is what it is. I have to just go with the video that was made. But it was still wonderful having them here and having a couple of days visit. Not too much going on in here. Look, I set it up for us to sit in here and have a talk. This table folds down, and I'm not going to store plants in here this year. I'm not going to need to. I'm going to use the under the deck area. I'll just have this as a spring area for when I plant on my seedlings. I just love it in here. It's a wonderful place to just come and sit and watch the birds in the bird bath. Nobody bathing tonight, but I can see the water's low, so someone's been in there. Or just looking out at the garden through the window. That white phlox, I got that out of a pot on the deck, and it's done really well. The white phlox with the red and white salvia hot lips. It's just great. And then of course the beautiful smoke bush, young lady, looking beautiful through the window. Okay, let's have a quick look around this area. And we'll go in through the house, and then we'll end up on the deck. Oh, just bumped my cans. Zinnias have been very successful. This absolutely massive cosmos might actually get a flower. But wow, it's really big. I'll stand back and get some perspective. All the zinnias are from seed, and Tithonia is in here too from seed. What a great combination. These are mainly State Fair, and even a Cerinthe snuck in. I think these seeds were originally Sarah Raven. Cerinthe seeds I got from a place called Minter Gardens out in Chilliwack a couple of years ago, and I've just collected the seeds. The seeds to collect on Cerinthe are really easy because they're like little black balls, kind of like nasturtium seeds. They're really easy to see. But I'm just happy with everything. There's not too many disappointments this year. Lots of plans for next year though. I pretty much garden here all year round. There isn't too much downtime unless it's maybe in February when the ground freezes. Love all the flowers. This cosmos looks familiar. Might be a double click. Grew from compost, so I think that's hilarious. And I got some anemone and the bottle brush. Oh, and let's just have a look at this beautiful, just finishing honeysuckle. The summer blooming honeysuckle is Hines. It comes from this side. This side is Hines, and this side is Ed. And Ed blooms in the spring, and Ed's finished now and has set berries. And those are the cuttings from the people that I got the honeysuckle from, but it still has new flowers on the end. And look at all this growth. I didn't get a chance to get it up on the arbor. It's awesome. So let's pass through here, through the tendrils, and come out on this side. I am going to collect the seeds from my zinnias, all my specialty zinnias like Cinderella and Queenie Lime Blotch. I'm going to specifically collect their seeds because they don't give you a lot of seeds in a seed pack, and I may not be able to get the variety again. I think this one for sure is the Queenie Lime Blotch. Yeah, so I want to make sure I get the seed from that. It's really pretty. I love the Rudbeckia Goldstrom with the beautiful Geranium Roseanne, kind of intertwining through each other. And my phlox Coral Flame. And there's the outside of the building with the beautiful smoke bush young lady. Daisies finishing. And if I pan towards my potting up shed, this is a great building to go into in the spring, especially when I get excited about starting seeds. Those petunias are still going strong, even though they desperately need deadheading, but I keep watering them. I primarily water with rainwater. And the houttenia, don't ever let that out of its pot. This is what it is. It's a variegated chameleon. Houttenia, I think that's how you say that. So it's in a ceramic pot. I felt bad for my neighbors. They both bought them with intent on planting them in the ground, and I kind of had to warn them off, and I felt bad, but honestly I'm saving them a lot of heartache by not letting the houttenia loose in the garden. This side isn't as colorful, it's more spring, but it's wonderful to just be able to, crunching on pine cones, be in the garden and enjoy it. Nice little bench over there to sit. I think I've done a lot for 8 years. We're finishing our 8th year on September the 6th. We moved here 8 years on that date, and there was nothing here. So I think as that date gets closer, my next video is going to be a bit of a before and after, showing what we did in that. Oh, yeah, you know what they want? Yeah, you guys are hilarious. No food for you. It's too late. It's too late in the day. Okay, maybe a few. Let's go in here. This video is going to be long because I'm going to feed the blue jays. Oh, that's my potting up area. Lots of seed collecting has been going on. I painted my front door. And there's my posters of a calendar I had laminated. Back here's the stash. And here's a few seeds I can give the stellar jays. I can't leave the door open because they know the seeds are in there. And a couple of times I've had the stellar jay go into the pot, into my potting shed. Yeah. You're gonna come down here and be good. You're gonna show off for the camera. You're gonna get a seed. Okay, let's see if you'll do your little trick. I'm gonna sit here. Now don't be all night because people, here he comes. Good birdie. I love it. Sometimes I put the seeds on my hat and they come and sit on my hat. Let me put out a little bit more. Yeah, you guys need to pay rent. You need to pay rent. They're funny. Better make sure I put that little bit of seed away. Okay, let's head into the house. Oh, I should just share the hosta enclosure quickly. They're going over now. The flowers are all finishing. I do have this beautiful one back here though. This is my aunt's scented hosta, Sandra. My cousin that visited, that's her mom, and big garden influence in my life. And look at this scented Sandra hosta. Again, I don't know the variety, so I name it for the person that gave it to me, and that's going back to the late 90s. Oh, some in substance. A couple of weeks ago, a squirrel was in the fir tree. Way up at the top, dropping pine cones or fir cones, and look, it tore the leaves of the hosta like missiles. I didn't know what to do. They were just dropping every couple of seconds, and they were dropping on the blue shed. I never have had that in the garden before, where a plant's been damaged by a squirrel dropping cones. Sometimes I call it avatar gardening because you don't know what you're going to find when you come out here. This all needs amending. This is getting a big redo in the fall. I've got about 3 yards of compost coming for my birthday. Oh, look at this. Yeah, that's what I get for leaving the bag out. He sees the bag. Goofy bird. They crack me up. They really are funny. They're very much a personality. And this is Jean, or new Jeans. I already told the story on my last video about the Jean hydrangea getting another cutting because I had to leave my other hydrangea at my old property. It was just too big to move. But I think this Jean hydrangea would look lovely down by High River, and so I call this one New Jeans. This is its second year in a pot. You know what? You know what you are? You're a vulture. Yeah, you are. You're a vulture. Yes, you are. They actually, what's the word? Stalk me. Okay, just a quick look around here and then we'll cut through the house. These are all the fall mums gonna bloom now. My beautiful hydrangea. Oh, and this mass jar hydrangea is another one I could add to my little area. And I think this might be one I took from a cutting. I can't remember if it's a lace cap. This mass jar would be nice. Oh, and my friend down one below has a beautiful blue and white hydrangea, massive. And she said I could get some cuttings to start for her and Jean, my neighbor, or sorry, Ruth, my neighbor, and my other neighbor, Shelley. So I'm going to start some cuttings of the big hydrangea from our neighbor, Noni. So just one last look. And let's cut through the house. Otherwise, this is going to run too late. Kitchen is coming along very nicely. Bathroom and kitchen, for that matter. We should be done by the middle of October. Oh, there's my bathroom vanity in the mirror. So there's the vanity. I can turn on light, I guess. Oh, yeah, we have light. Like the handles, sometimes I get like light crystals or refraction. Don't need to film the toilet. Ooh. And there's the tub. All done. Gorgeous. Okay, let's get out of the bathroom. But it is a nice vanity. Got some hydrangeas. I always like to do that in the fall. And here it is. The new cabinetry. And this is a Merit kitchen. Oops, it's got the tongue and groove drawers. And then a beautiful countertop will be coming in a couple of weeks because we aren't really using this as a formal countertop. And I was able to get all my collections back up. Everything fit. These cabinets are a tiny bit, well, this side is a tiny bit higher than it was originally. This is the same height. But I love antique pieces that look like vegetables, kettles or teapots that look like vegetables. Been collecting them for years. And all the appliances look really good. That's this side. The teapot my aunt gave me called Bramley Hedge. I think it looks beautiful against the green paint. Gravy bowl from my cousin. Some pieces I found in Value Village. And this was the inspiration, was my window when I looked out on the garden. That's how I developed the garden. The garden is not planned. Better close that, I might get a stellar jay come through the open window. The garden was not formally planned. It simply developed and evolved with time. I think it's done well. There's some things I'm going to improve on. More soil, for example. And here are my big Jody's marigolds. And they're supposed to be marigolds with tomatoes. My Romas have been pretty successful. I've picked about 6 of them already. Oh, there's some Roma. I'm quite proud of myself. Considering I am working full-time, I don't have as much time in the garden as I would like. And then these marigolds, I'm gonna let the seed heads now come so I can collect seeds. And I think this one might be the Zinderella. Anyways, I gotta collect seeds from my specialty zinnias. My sunflower always looks wilty. I water it 2 times a day. And the head is pulling back now, so I think it's kind of finishing. All right, well, let's wrap up. Oh, one more note for fall. Every rose is getting repotted because, oh, look at that poor sunflower. You know, I wouldn't know I watered that this morning, but they sure bake in the afternoon sun. This deck is very hot. It's not an easy place to garden because the sun just is very hard on the plants up here. Oh, look, I have a daylily, and I think this one is lies in lipstick. Oh, the stellar jays are running around trying to find places to bury their peanuts. So on this lovely evening with the sun setting over the hills of Mowat Bay, I'll just do a quick pan of my garden. And thank you so much for watching. Hello, welcome to my garden, Lilac Hill.
Hello.
This is my cousin. She's visiting from Chilliwack today, and her husband have come up for a few days. We're just enjoying our nice cup of tea in the glass house, but now we're gonna put our teacups down and have a little walk around. Let's go.
Okay, sounds good.
After you.
Oh, thanks.
This is my zinnia state fair,
Yeah, this is really nice.
and I grew these from a seed, and I started them in around February in my on the windowsill, and then they came out here for hardening off, and then they grew they grew in the glass house as seedlings, and then they got hardened off. My cosmos here didn't really bloom, and I think that's because it was in too rich of soil.
Yeah, and the foliage is so fluffy. So you
Well,
see
it's still kind of fluffy,
Yeah.
and then nice the deer haven't sort of eaten it. This whole bed is my new dig from last November. I came out about 4 feet and relined
so
it with
nice.
new rocks. And then I also did this bed in November to catch the morning sun. And we got it all done. This was done with black edging. And the reason we did that is, again, we want to catch the morning sun. It's got a Cerinthe in there. It's got some
Coreopsis,
cosmos.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's Coreopsis in there.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
It's got the blazing star, Lilac, Circus Club gladiola just finished. And I find the zinnias in pots don't do as well as zinnias in the ground.
Yeah,
So
they
you
do
can
really-
obviously see.
Yeah,
All right, let's
these are
move
nice.
along over here.
Yeah.
Oh, this Cerinthe is in the ground too.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah,
that a beautiful
this is so nice.
combination?
Yeah, I wanted to get
gave you
some of the
some
seeds
seeds.
from this one, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna plant those in my garden in Chilliwack and see what happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's fun to share seeds. And when I deadhead this zinnia, I put the deadheads into my compost. And then hopefully we end up with something like this, Cosmos.
Oh yeah, this one's nice.
And this one just grew out of the ground, probably from Cosmos that was in the,
I like the
yeah.
variation on this one. It's
That's a nice one.
Yeah. Very nice.
All
Oh, I like
right.
this double. This is nice.
Yes, that's a really cute one.
Yeah.
And I try to keep a little bit of a tag just to sort of see.
Oh yeah, that's your silver cup.
Well, the silver cup lavatier was in here, but
Oh right, no, that's your.
but this Cosmos just sort of grew
Yeah.
by itself. That's always fun. And everything
Yeah.
just looks really good. We're happy with all the
Yeah.
garden. It's so nice to have you up
Looks
here
so nice
visiting.
visiting, I know, and checking it all out in real instead of
Yeah.
online. It looks so nice.
It's so
in
nice to
real.
have you both
Yeah,
here for the
yeah.
weekend, and we got to go do
Thanks.
some nice things and see some nice gardens.
Yeah.
So everything just looks really good. I'm really happy with this Asclepias. I probably didn't pronounce that correctly, but I practiced my Latin. This is a butterfly weed plant.
Butterfly weed, that's kind of got the. I love the orange coloring. It's
Yeah,
different,
I
right?
put a net over it because the deer have eaten
And
this
it
one
almost
before.
looks like
Kind of
butterfly.
looks like a butterfly or a dragonfly.
Yeah. And the monkhood. This is
Asclepias.
the one I like to do. Is this monkshood?
Yeah.
This is like really tall and.
This is supposed to be a dwarf aconite, but it did not get the
It
memo.
looks taller than a
And the
Oh, yeah,
artichokes
and
are
the-
just finishing.
And the artichokes are amazing. I like these. These are really cool. These that staked
Yeah.
up there. There we go.
And I'll cut the seed heads off in a couple
Yeah,
months,
yeah.
but or leave the
Nice.
seed heads on over winter. It's nice to have winter interest in the garden.
Yeah.
Everything doesn't have to be hacked back. The animals, the wildlife come. The seed heads get eaten by the birds. It's just an enjoyable place to be. But I just wanted to share my garden today with my
Yeah.
cousin.
Thanks for sharing. Nice visiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get all sentimental. All right. Well, thank you for watching today. And I'm so happy you were here to
Thanks.
share
It was
the
fun
garden.
visiting. Yeah, I'll miss her.
Thank you for watching.